Coming back to the high desert and just driving around these streets remind me so much of my dad. I remember coming up here and visiting him, and he was always ready with the classic eggs and potatoes, or what he would call world famous pancakes. He'd be ready with his grocery list, and we'd just go to the store. And he was just so happy with things that were so simple, like driving around and just talking and looking at the sky. And I guess that's why it was hard to come back up here at first, because everything reminded me of my dad. But he loved the high desert. He said that it was quiet and it felt like it was still a small town, that all the neighbors knew each other. He really loved the fact that it was part of history, old Hollywood, that Roy Rogers lived up here, and famous people would vacation like Marilyn Monroe and Richard Nixon, and he was very proud of the history of the high desert. And even since 1920, they've been filming up here different movies like even Independence Day and Fast and Furious. And so he was very proud that the high desert was somewhere people from Hollywood would want to come to. My dad loved people, and I think one of his favorite things was to be a neighbor to somebody. He loved helping others. He was such a generous man too. I remember one time my dad went to the store, and when he came out, someone had stolen his scooter. And so when he got home, he was sad and he couldn't believe that had happened. Gilbert posted it on Facebook. And when the community of the high desert heard that they had stolen a scooter from a senior person, they all came together, they fundraised all the money, and they came and bought him a brand new scooter. We were so happy, and we really saw the heart of the community up here in the high desert. And my dad was so happy that he had a new scooter. And today's Father's Day, and my dad's been gone for 2.5 years. But I think about his legacy, what he left me. He left me a legacy of kindness, of love, of generosity, of helping his neighbor, of a lot of laughter. And he knew that he knew that he knew that God was real and he was close. I think about how my dad was given a legacy of absence and rejection from his dad. But with the love of God in his life, he left me a different legacy. And that changes me on the inside. And I want to live my life in celebration of his. And as we pray for a Semilla High Desert, we want to continue the legacy of putting God first and loving our neighbor.